Combat sports is not for the faint of heart. In fact, some might say it's a man's world. Until now, Lilian Garcia is at the top of her game and has become the voice of change in the sport.
Lilian, girl, you are breaking down barriers in the world. You are the first female to announce at WrestleMania and be the in-cage announcer during combat sports. You are one tough cookie, I have to say. What does this mean to you?
Thank you so much. It must be the Army brat in me. My dad was a lieutenant colonel, so he built me tough.
I guess. Do you ever get treated differently because you're in a quote-unquote man's world?
Well, at first it was a little challenging to get accepted, but I think what really made it the difference was when they really saw that I was authentically wanting to be there, that I really wanted to do great at my job, and it was just nice and respectful of everyone. And so when that happened, they instantly were like, okay, this girl wants to be here. Let's give her a chance.
Is this something that you've always wanted to do? Was this your trajectory, or was it something that led to this day based on your experiences in your work?
No, it's so wild because ring announcer was definitely not on my agenda of things. I was always a singer. I did host, I did radio. So I knew I loved that part of it, but singing was always at the forefront of what I was going to do. But when this opportunity came my way in 1999, my agent presented it to me, and I was not even going to go to the audition. And he was like, look, just go. You never know. And I'm so glad I did, because not only did I break barriers and become a ring announcer, which I absolutely loved doing that job and didn't know how much I was going to love doing it, but then I actually got to incorporate singing within the show. And, you know, performed all over and hold the record, still performing most times at WrestleMania. And then also be able to perform it in Iraq, in Afghanistan, around with all our troops. And then perform it after 9/11. I was the first person after 9/11 at a huge forum, because everything else had canceled, to perform our national anthem live. And that was a moment that I will never forget.
I mean, aside from that moment, because that's just so surreal and, like you said, an unforgettable moment, what's the wildest thing that you've experienced being an announcer? I mean, this is not a sport for the faint.
No, it's not. And doing it on live TV, for sure. You know, the thing is that they would throw me into some of the storylines, let's say, every now and then. But I had so much fun that I was like, hey, you want me to do more? You want me to go through a table? I'll do it.
So you also have a podcast, Chasing Glory. Tell me about what inspired you to do this.
Yeah, in 2016, I left the WWE. I was taking care of my dad, who was very, very sick, and unfortunately passed away of bladder cancer. But before he passed away, I told him this idea that I had for this podcast. He loved it. He got to watch it a month before he left us. Yeah, but I have his stamp of approval on here and his blessing on this podcast. And it's really been a labor of love, because I wanted people to know these superstars. I wanted them to know their journey. Like, you don't become a superstar overnight, and life is not easy even along the way, which is why I call it Chasing Glory, because hell, what is glory to everybody? It means something completely different. And all of us sharing those stories is what makes a difference in this world. And it's what's helped the fans be like, wait a minute, I have this going on in my life too. And if I can get through this just like my favorite superstar and become a superstar, there's hope.
Thank you so much, Lilian. You show them how it's done, girl. And you can get Chasing Glory out now wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, or on the free version of WWE Network.